Hello! Today we're going to continue to talk about Canvas. I'm going to show you your calendar. You're also going to talk about Zoom for a second, and then Quizizz. So let's look at this for a second. The home page, you're going to see again these three buttons that are the most important to us. We're going to see that here I made a note that you're always going to click here first. Yesterday it seemed like, on Thursday, that many students didn't check that out, but they were able to get to the Zoom meeting, which of course was the most important thing as of Thursday, since it was the first day to make sure we could all get on. Many people did not, and some of that was my fault, so I apologize. We had some issues with um, that required me to change the passwords. So we are going to leave the passwords the way they are currently, and the logon will be the same. I'll show you that in just a second. But let's look at this. Current lesson today, the video you're going to watch is the one that I'm recording right now. Your live Zoom is going to be in the live Zoom lessons. I'll show that to you again as well. And that is going to remain the same for the whole semester. Your link to Zoom and your password will be exactly the same for the rest of the semester. If we have to change it up, I'll let you know, but I'm hoping that we can make this happen. When you sign on to Zoom, we'll talk about that in just a minute to make sure we don't have any concerns. Classwork today is going to be completing these quizzes right here. Now the last one's a little longer, but it's going to be related to what we're talking about in the future, so we're going to look at all these as like a pre-test. You're going to need to complete all of these by Monday, August 3rd, by the end of the school day. Now, if you go back up here, you'll see that there's a calendar. I'm going to show you that it shows up in your calendar, the due date, because I've scheduled it there, and it says practice. So we're going to practice to see how you're doing. It's like a pretest, I said. So if we go back to courses and we look at our home page again, we're going to see over here it also shows up right here. So this practice, these are going to equate to 20 points. I'm not grading you based upon how well you do. I'm grading you based upon did you do the assignment. Now, if we look at the due date, let's look at this for just a second. It's going to tell you the due date's on Monday by 11:59 p.m. That's fine. I'm fine with that. It's going to be 20 points. This says you have that you've made 0 attempts and you have 1 attempt that you're going to be able to use. Here you're going to see that the due date actually gives you, or this available, meaning this here will be available for you to see in your calendar until this date. And then after that, you will not be able to submit this assignment, which really this particular assignment doesn't matter because you have nothing to attach. But if it were something you had to submit to it, once this date is over, you will not be able to even attempt to submit the assignment. So we'll see that in the future. But this is just giving you a reminder saying this is due and these are the things you need to do. Okay, so let's look at Zoom for a second. When we go to Zoom, and we're signed in. Let's pretend like we're all signed in. I have my name here. I expect everyone to sign in with their first and last name that is on my roster so that I can do attendance easily. Otherwise, I can't tell whether you're present or not. Once we are all in class, and I'll show you that I'm not sure that I can bring up a chat box at this moment. Let's see if we can. So in the chat box, your names will be listed here. When your names are listed here, that's how I'll do attendance. This here, I need to see your faces. So let's see if I can show you my lovely face. Oh, there it is. So you're going to go just for a second, just like I did, turn it on, turn it off, because like I said, this is all recording as we have our meeting. I just need to have a glimpse to see that you're actually present. You're not just turning on your computer, walking away. You're actually sitting there listening and participating. We will be participating via chat. The whiteboard I mentioned yesterday is not going to work for you because you have a Chromebook. So we can't use that resource. We can use chat, and we'll come up with another ways to use a whiteboard or some other techniques, but at this point that's the case. If we are on Canvas, or I'm sorry, Zoom, and there is anybody who is inappropriate, I'm going to tell you that was inappropriate, maybe personally, or say let's not do that, whatever may be the case, but if you do it again, I'm probably going to kick you out of the room. And that's not a permanent solution. If we continue to have issues with that, that'll have to be a different conversation. So let's be respectful. That's all I'm asking. I believe that was my only word that I would use to refer to expectations. Okay, so let's go to scientific method, so one of the links that I gave you for Quizizz, those 4 that I had, one of them is going to take you to scientific method. When I share this link, when you go on here to take this quiz, it's going to make me a report. So again, on here on Quizizz, you're going to need to put your first and last name so you can have appropriate credit. If you don't put an appropriate name on here, I won't be able to link you to the assignment and will not be able to give you credit. That is the same for Zoom. If you do not put your name on there, first and last name, I'm not going to let you enter the room to participate. So let's make sure that we're doing our first and last name. That's expected all the time. That's really the easiest way for us to identify you at this point, plus seeing your beautiful faces on here. So let's make sure we're doing our job to do our best. Let's go back here to make sure I don't want to tell you something else. We talked about the assignment, the calendar, Zoom. I think you guys did an amazing job participating on Thursday. I think overall the Zoom worked out great. Like I said, I think I was more the problem than any student, and hopefully I'll be better at that on Friday. But I was really pleased with how well things went. I'm still looking to see how many people I did not have attend class, and there were several that had issues. So let's just keep in mind that we're practicing right now. You do need to do your best, and next week we're going to expect people to be able to be where they're supposed to be, just like if you were in the building. Good thing is you didn't have to get lost. So we'll keep working away. If you have any issues or concerns, always let me know, and I'd be happy to help. So we'll talk in a minute.